A world record usually describes the most amazing, extraordinary activity or performance ever recorded. It can be considered one of the greatest honors a human can experience in his life. There is even a book that collects and publishes all types of the world records. Yup, we are referring to the Guinness World Record, but there is something curious about this book. Unlike the admirable world records that we would usually find in the world of the arts, science, technology, engineering, architect, and sports, the Guinness World Record also includes some really bizarre and stupid records. In fact, they are so stupid that not many are willing to try and break them. So here is top 20 most stupid world records that nobody has even bothered to try and break. 20. Most rotation hanging from a power grid. These feats probably require an incredible amount of upper body strength, and it's more interesting in a very bizarre way than plain power lifting. Still, I wouldn't suggest to any one of you to try this at home. The current record is 148 rotation in a minute, achieved by the legend in his own mind known as the Hugh Judge. 19. Most nail on a face. Finn Keller, a young boy from Utah, nabbed the rather odd record for most nail on face back in 2009. On his 11th birthday, he allowed friends and neighbors to cover his head with the slimy creature that stayed there more than 10 seconds. They sent the record off to the Guinness World Record, but even they were too smart to list such a useless achievement. 18. Most watermelon slice open on a stomach. For some really strange reason, Guinness has a record of most watermelon slice upon a stomach under 1 minute. This record was set by Bapin Lirkin, who clearly sliced 48 watermelon using the machete. Truth he told, it is not Lirkin who deserved the honor, but his superpower trusting assistant who offered his stomach for this stunt. We don't want to consider that. What if for this one? 17. Most number of candles extinguished by farting. Some people are sports heroes, while others are science geniuses. But everyone has a talent. Some of us with talent less obvious than others. Gerard Jesse of Philippines, for example, has a unique talent for sure. He holds the record for most candles extinguished by farting. 16. Pulling an aeroplane. Dr. Kevin Foster, who owns several weight pulling records, managed to pull an entire 4,16,299 pound cc 177 Global Master 3 aeroplane for 28 feet back in 2009. Due to the difficulty of these feats, it doesn't like anyone will challenging for the world's strongest priest title anytime soon. 15. Toilet seats broken using your own head in 1 minute. Apparently, someone thought it would be fun to see if they could break a toilet seat using nothing but his own head. Kevin Shelley holds the world records for breaking the most toilet seats in 1 minute using his own head, 46 toilet seats. Now, aside from this being a waste of some perfectly good toilet seats, this is a record you do not want to try to break because there is a good chance that you will give yourself a concussion. 14. Largest weight loss ever. John Broad Minogue hailed from the Washington state. At the young age of 12, he weighed 298 pounds, which means 135 kilograms. His weight increased steadily until he reached a peak height of 1400 pounds, which means 635 kilograms in 1978. That March he suffered heart and respiratory failure, and 12 firemen were needed to transport him to University Hospital in Seattle. Once there he was diagnosed with a massive edema, and the doctor estimated that he carried 900 pounds, which means 400 kilograms of accumulated fluid. He remained in the hospital for 2 years, lying on the 2 beds lashed together. It required 13 people to roll him over. He was put on 1200 calories diet, and by the time he was discharged in 1980. 13. Biggest weight difference between spouses. John Brower Minogue had another record that most people wouldn't want to break. See, while in the hospital, Minacho married a woman named Jeanette, and because she weighed only 110 pounds, which means 50 kilograms, they set a world record for the biggest weight difference between the spouses. Unfortunately, chronic obesity and the rapid weight loss took a toll Minacho's body, and he died in 1983 at the age of 41. 12. Most lawsuits filed. Jonathan Lee Richard has sued over 4,000 companies and individuals. As a result of this, he holds the world's most record for the largest number of lawsuits filed, including the suit against the Bill Gates and Pope Benedict XVI. When he found out that he had a world record, guess what? Yep, he tried to sue Guinness too. Let's hope he doesn't file a suit against us to include him on this list. 11. Most t-shirts removed while heading a soccer ball. Apparently, this is what some people use their soccer skills for when they can't make it big professionally. Everyone not destined to be multi-millionaire like Cristiano Ronaldo or Leo Messi after all. However, Marcelo Ribeiro da Silva from Brazil hold a record that both superstars can't probably break. The 44-year-old man set a new record for a most t-shirt removed while heading a football. 10. Most metal eaten. Mitchell Lotito, who passed away in 2007 at the age of 57. He was famous for eating 9 tons of the metal over the course of his lifetime. His meal including a whole Cessna 150 aeroplane. Unsurprisingly, Lotito suffered from the pica, a disease that made him crave eating non-food objects like dirt and glass. 9. Toughest groin kick. For any man, getting kicked in the groin is execution, no matter how hard the kick. But it does stand to reason that the amount of pain felt would depend on how hard the kick actually was. Seasoned combat expert Kirby currently holds the world record for receiving the hardest kick to the groin, which was delivered by the MMA fighter Justice Smith at the speed of 22 miles per hour with the 1100 pound of force, and no care we did not wear a cup. 7. The largest object ever removed from a human skull. Getting stabbed isn't a fun experience, especially if you were to get stabbed in the head. That means you would either die or suffer a great deal of brain damage. In 1998, an American man named Mitchell Hill was stabbed in the head with a survival knife measuring 8 inches in the length. He was fortunate enough to survive the stabbing, and he even became famous for it. He currently holds the world record for having the largest object removed from the human skull, a record that no one should ever to beat. 6. Most plastic surgery. Cindy Jackson is a very special woman. Well, in a certain way at least. According to the Guinness World Record, she has undergone the most cosmetic surgeries ever, as she has had 52 procedures since 1988. Including in this operation are 2 nose jobs, and eye lifting, cheeks and lips implant, liposuction, and operation on her knees, thighs, jawline. She has also received chemical peels, a chin bone reduction, and what is known as a semi-permanent makeup. She makes peeps like Cher, and Michael Jackson looks like amateur compared to her. 5. The oldest to wing walk. Thanks to air shows in 1920, there have been people who perform the act of wing walking, which is moving on the wing an aeroplane mid-flight, even with all safety precautions in place, such as stunt is extremely dangerous no matter your age. This is why Thomas Likely will likely retain his record for being the oldest wing walker for the longest time. See, he earned the world record in 2013 when he wing walked at the age of 93 years and 100 days. 4. Surviving the fastest car crash. The fastest car crash anyone have survived took place on 17th of November 1966 at the Bonneville Salt Flats near Ulta. Land speed record racer Arthur Arfon was piloting his jet-powered Green Monster at the around 610 miles per hour when bearings on the right front wheel ceased, sending the car tumbling forward more than a mile across the flats. Arfon was pulled from the wreckage, dazed and blooded. Astonishingly, he only suffered from the cuts and friction bonds from the short-lived surface.
3.
Sniffing the most feeds and armpits. The average person does not like a bad smell, especially body odor. This is also explained why there is a billion-dollar industry revolving around us. This is also explaining that the billion-dollar industry revolving around products designed to make you smell good. But in order to test these products, some employees have to perform smelling tests. A lab worker named Madeline Alberts has distinction of holding the world record for sniffing the most armpits, a record she had during her 15 years of career at Hilltop Research Laboratory, Cincinnati, Ohio. It estimated that the poor Alberts has sniffed roughly 5,600 feet, which you can try to beat if you dare.
2.
The greatest non-surgical weight loss in history, Carol Yeager from Michigan, was the heaviest woman to have lived, peaking at 1,600 pounds, which means 730 kilograms. But that wasn't her most impressive achievement. Yeager also achieved the greatest non-surgical weight loss ever, losing an incredible 520 pounds in just 3 months. Unfortunately, Yeager died in 1994, aged only 34. Her death certificate listed kidney failure as the cause of the death, with the morbid obesity and multiple organ failure as contributing causes.
1.
Latest woman ever, Lucia Zarat from Mexico, has been described the Guinness Book of the Record as the lightest woman to ever live. At just 4.7 pounds and only 21.5 inches tall, Zarat was the lightest and one of the shortest human to ever walk on this planet. To get an idea of how tiny she really was, her calf was barely thicker than the average adult male thumb. She died of hypothermia when her circus train became standard in snow in the Sierra Nevada mountains in 1890. If you enjoy our videos, be sure to click the subscribe button and don't miss any informative video every Monday to Friday. And please share with your friend to help us consistently making videos for you. Stay safe, stay blessed.